All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the updates going on with Sparkswap. Maybe you'll check out my journey of Splinterlands. That's my newest video that came out, but I did want to do another Sparkswap video because they had some major updates to their site that I just found out about today, and they just went live. And just in case I got you into this site, I want to make sure you know what's going on. Okay, so the Spark and Goat Bridge and the EMP ETH Bridge, this would really only be farms that you are currently in. I said bridge, but I meant farm. Sorry about that. We're going to be talking about the bridge in the moment, so it's on my mind. But these farms have moved over. You will see right now, if you look on the details of these farms, there are no deposit fees. So if either of these farms interest you and you haven't got into them yet, you have about a couple days to a week to get into them without their normal deposit fees. Yes, they still have their withdrawal fees, so you can't just go in and out for free, but you can get in for free. But you can get out of the old inactive farms. Now, when you come to the site, if you are in either one of these farms, they are going to tell you that you need to migrate your coins. I already did this. If you have any kind of issues or any of it fails, you can just do it normally. You can go to this farm and you can, take everything out. As you can see, there's no fees for moving it out of either of these. You can take it there and then go to the active ones, approve both of these farms, and then put it into them. Now that's you doing it manually, but there is a script on the site that should tell you, hey, come on, you need to do this. But this is just something that you need to know. Now, eventually, all of their farms will be migrated into the new V2, but we don't know exactly when they will. Now, the reason that they had to do this is because they've gone into a partnership with DexFi Finance to upgrade their bridge and start supporting stable tokens. So they're going to start two pretty exciting things. Their bridge is already a Binance to Pulse bridge, but you have to use their EMP token. Not everybody loves that. We love it. I've done tons of bridging, no problems, but some people would rather use a stable coin. So they're going to be adding DAI on the Binance side, but there's another stable coin that has to do with Arbitrum. I'm not a big Arbitrum user. I forget the name of it right now, but it's a similar coin to DAI, but on Arbitrum that has to do with the Arbitrum token and ecosystems. And DexFi uses it. That one is also going to be able to be bridged into Pulse Chain from Arbitrum. So their bridge is now going to be one of the only bridges from Binance Smart Chain to Pulse Chain, and one of the only bridges from Arbitrum to Pulse Chain. And that's pretty cool. But eventually, these ones will all need to move into the new contract that works with that bridge, because that is what they're hoping to do. Now, you do see that most of these are on Pulse X. They move them into Pulse X because these are Pulse X farms, which allows them to make extra money. And those extra money farms are pretty important because it's where they are getting some of their money until they become an actual DEX and stand on their own. So, I've talked a lot about this in the past, the end goal with Sparkswap, how they're going to become a DEX. But right now I wanted to go over the two new farms and the fact that I'm going to take this opportunity to get into the Spark Goat LP, because I recently came into 1,000 Spark thanks to a friend who'd appreciate my videos. So let's go ahead and talk about what Goat token is. Now, I've covered this in the past over on the EMP ecosystem, but they have the Up EMP token minter. Now, as you can see, I'm connected to this. A long time ago, I put in just about this much EMP, and now it's worth 2,000 EMP. Now, obviously, this isn't that much money. And as you can see, one EMP is now worth 1.5 EMP. Because the way these things work, you put in the tokens, there's a fee going in and a fee going out, but the fee going in and fee going out, most of it just goes to the people that own the Up EMP token. The GOAT token is the same thing, but for Pulse. So I just wanted to show you, because this is a very simple idea that over time has made one token be worth 1.5 tokens. And over time, in theory, as long as Up EMP is here and people are willing to put money in or try to take money out, like as you can see for me, if I want to pull my money out, I will have to give them back a 4% fee, and I won't quite get 2,600 tokens, but I'm going to get a lot more than the 1,300 tokens that I put into this ecosystem. Okay, we're going to go ahead and close this. I was just showing you this as an example before we get over to the degan protocol. So I got to switch my network over here to Pulse Chain, and I have to connect my wallet. We'll go with MetaMask. Now, what these tokens let you do, it lets you get kind of a staking reward or stake a token that normally is hard to stake. Like there is no single staking EMP token, but you can put it into up EMT and then you're kind of staking it. Yes, other people have to come to the system because there is a chance that you could lose money in both of these. There's a fee on the way in and a fee on the way out. If this money isn't liquid, if you can't save it, if you can't be here and be within the ecosystem for long enough for other people to find out about this and other people to use the system, then you're not going to come out of it ahead. But you know, in general, it's a pretty good ecosystem and a simple idea. For here, you're going to mint the GOAT tokens with the Pulse chain token. As you can see, I have 1.6 million Pulse. It's not really that much money. I want to say it's like $500 or $600 right now. But they have their own token. They have a way for you to get their GOAT token. So let's see. We'll click here. We'll go to the app. So there's two ways to get GOAT. You could trade for GOAT or you could mint with GOAT. Now, this is where I'm going to have to go to the two places here. So I'm going to go to farms. No, I'm sorry, liquidity. And I want to go to Vision 2. I want to add these. I don't want to do this one. I want to do Spark and GOAT. Now I want to do about 500 of my Spark, which means I need 900 and this much. What is that? 955179 GOAT. So that's about how much GOAT I'm going to be looking to get. This is half, because I'm putting half of my Spark token into this, and then the rest is going to go into Sparkler, and then we're going to end this video. But this is one of the things that's really fun here. GOAT token is supported here now. So let me go to the swap, and I can do GOAT. Oh, nope. Swap V2. You got to be on the V2 when you're swapping for GOAT token. And you can't Spark. You can't. Can you not do? You have to Spark. You'd have to do Spark for GOAT. So let's see. If we did, I'm not going to do this, but I'm just checking. So 500 would get me would get me this much. And then let's see, I needed 955,179, and this gives me 545. So this is a little bit lower than what I would need for 500 if I wanted to buy them. You see that? So if I wanted to buy them here with Spark, then they would have to do. I'd have to take this up to, let's see, probably like 520. Nope, that would be more. 510 Spark. Yeah, that would be enough. So like 510 Spark. So now I'd have to go over here, Pulse to Spark, and I need to pick up 510 Spark. So that would be roughly, let's see, 1.6 million of my PLS, of my 6.5. So now the question is, if I go over to Degan Protocol and I want to mint GOAT instead, if I go over here, I can put this number into Degan Protocol, and it says I will be minting 1,167,000 GOAT. You can see I'm actually going to be minting more GOAT than I would get over there, and more than the 995,000 that I need. So it makes more sense for me to mint the GOAT than to buy the GOAT, because the GOAT token is more expensive. So we are going to approve this contract for minting. Just going to do that off to the side. We'll wait for that to get approved. hope that they are able to wrap the pulse automatically. I think they are. So we're going to go ahead and that's a little bit more than we need. So maybe we'll do 5500. That's still more. Well, I'll just get a little bit extra goat. Well, I don't see. I'm comfortable with doing it. Well, we'll just make it 1.5 million. Let's see. Is that right? Yeah. And we'll go ahead and mint the goat token. Oh, Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so I need to wrap my PLS. Okay, so we'll go to Sparkswap, PLS, into wrap, PLS. So really quick, we have to wrap it. So 1.5 million. Let's go ahead and wrap it really quick. Yeah, you're going through this with me, you know. It's going to take a little bit longer than I thought. But hey, sometimes you just kind of got to go through these things. Let's see, did that go through yet? Nope, not yet. Oh, there, it confirmed. Oh, right. So now we got 1.5 wrapped pulse. We'll go back over here to Degan Protocol. There we go. Now we can mint our goat. All right. Confirm. Let me copy the contract. That way I can go into here. I can import token. Next, import. And there we go. We got our goat tokens. Now remember, I can redeem the goat tokens and get back my pulse. But I have to wait until my pulse is worth, my goat tokens are worth enough. Now, as you can see, they already have gone up a pretty good amount. As you can see, I put in this much. My and it's already at 1.3. So eventually I need this to go up enough to let me get more than 150 back. So that would be good. And as you can see, that didn't actually use all of my PSS. So I used a little bit less, but that's okay. We're going to go over here into Spark now. We're going to go into liquidity 2, and we're going to go into Spark and goat. We're going to do max on the goat. Oh wait, did I do way less goat than I was supposed to? That's only 56 Spark. Goat Spark, 100,000 goat. I needed 900,000 goat. 100,000 goat. Degan Protocol. Oh my gosh. Let's mint a little bit more goat. I messed up. 1350000. Oh, I have to pay an extra transaction fee. You guys can have a little laugh at me on that one. No? Okay, wait. Max? What happened here? No, they didn't do anything. Okay, let me just go here. Click mask. Mask accepted. And then click mint. No? You're not going to let me mint it? Let's see. I still have my wrapped thing. I accidentally had one less zero than I was supposed to. So I got far less goat than I meant to. Okay, so what if I turn this into a 4? Oh, it's having some issue letting me do max. but that's close to max at least. Okay, let's confirm. There we go. Now we have 1.4 million as opposed to 150,000. We also, you saw, I pushed this up a tiny little bit. Now, if I look in my wallet and my tokens, I should have, yes, over a million goat. Now we can go over here. We can hit max again, and we are going to end up staking 563 of our Spark in here. We have to approve the Spark. Let that go through. Sorry, this is a longer video than I meant, guys, but hey, taking you through the whole thing of getting how this works. Let's see, did that go through yet? Nope. Yes, now it did. Approve GOAT. The great thing about this partnership with Goat Token 2 that I didn't really go over yet is because this is their main pair for trading when people are arbitraging the Goat Token, because what I just did creates an arbitrage, and we'll talk about that as I supply my tokens here. So what happens is, as more people find out about the idea of the up degan protocol, so that you don't even need to know about Sparkswap's farm. Hopefully you do if you come over here and find this protocol. But as people mint this and this entry price pushes up, and then the token is paired to Spark, all of a sudden, if you're sitting here holding these tokens or just watching this, you can pay attention, not even be a holder of this token. And let's say this gets to 1.5. Well, if this farm is still paired up like this, you could in theory come take these GOAT tokens, buy them over here, but the only way you can buy them is if you buy the Spark first. Swap the Spark for the GOAT, and that pushes the GOAT up, but then come over here and redeem them and make a profit in Pulse. So you'd have to do Pulse to Spark, Spark to GOAT, come over here, mint the GOAT in there. It is kind of a hard arbitrage to pull off without any problems, but you know, it's a very interesting thing. But this is letting me now do two things. So let's go ahead and go to the Sparkswap Brit Farms. It's letting me support my Pulse chain tokens and put them to work in the GOAT token. It's letting me support the Spark project by taking part in one of their partnership farms. Go ahead and stake that and confirm it. And it's letting me yield off of owning Spark token that I want to own for the future. GOAT token, which is really just almost another version of wrapped Pulse. So the Pulse tokens, and earn myself a nice 241% worth of Spark token on top of that. It's definitely a very interesting way to do this. I'll actually be looking at getting more of my Pulse turned into GOAT and paired up with more Spark, because I like this play a lot. One of the more simple contracts that I think a lot of places could have is just an up minter of their token. It's a very simple contract. You pay a 4% fee to go in. You take all 4% of that fee and distribute it to the current holders of the token. So like ETH to up ETH, right? Everybody puts in 1 ETH. You take 4% or 0.04 of that ETH and you give it to everybody else. For up ETH, eventually up ETH, 1 up ETH will be equal to 1.2 ETH. So everyone that gets in early is great. And then eventually everyone who takes out, though, on their way out, they give 4% back too, which drives it up for the new people that got it up for them. It's a very, very good circle. Now, eventually the circle can end and everybody will just exit. And yes, the very last person in does get hurt, but at maximum hurt for 8%. That is your exposure in those up contracts, as long as the contract comes from a protocol area that you support. So basically, I'm risking 8% of 1.5 million wrapped Pulse that I wrapped and put into the GOAT protocol. I'm actually also staking it into a farm over here with a protocol that I trust in EMP. And I am going to be earning on that. I can take these earnings with those Spark and then pair them up with some more GOAT tokens I mint with some of the other Pulse that I'm still holding on to. And at the same time, I'm holding on to my Pulse for the long run. I'm even making it harder for me to sell it on a quick pump. And if you're a believer in this whole Pulse chain ecosystem, it makes a whole lot of sense to be over here doing this. All right, everybody, thanks. I'm probably going to post this video on Saturday morning and then maybe re-up it on Twitter on Monday. But hopefully, if you checked it out, you enjoy it. I know it was a little bit longer here. What did we get to? 20 minutes. It just felt long when you're waiting for those approvals, huh? All right, bye, everyone.